Introduction. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict stands as one of the most enduring and complex geopolitical disputes in modern history. While extensive attention has been given to various facets of the conflict, the voices and perspectives of Palestinians often remain overlooked, marginalized, or misrepresented. In this in-depth exploration, we seek to provide a nuanced understanding of Palestinian perspectives on the conflict, illuminating the lived experiences, historical context, aspirations, and challenges faced by Palestinians. Historical context, roots of the conflict. Ottoman rule and British mandate, impact on Palestinian identity. The roots of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict can be traced back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, during the decline of the Ottoman Empire and the subsequent establishment of the British Mandate in Palestine. Ottoman rule had a profound influence on Palestinian society, shaping cultural, religious, and social dynamics. With the collapse of the Ottoman Empire after World War I, the region came under British control, setting the stage for the emergence of competing national identities and territorial claims. The Nakba, exile and dispossession. The pivotal moment in Palestinian history came with the Nakba, or catastrophe, in 1948, marking the establishment of the State of Israel and the mass displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from their homes and land. The Nakba resulted in profound trauma and loss for Palestinians, leading to the creation of the Palestinian refugee population that persists to this day. The memory of the Nakba remains deeply ingrained in Palestinian collective memory and identity. Occupation and intifadas, struggles for liberation. Following the Nakba, the Palestinian territories of the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem came under Israeli occupation in the aftermath of the 1967 Six-Day War. The occupation has been characterized by the expansion of Israeli settlements, confiscation of Palestinian land, and the imposition of restrictions on movement, leading to widespread human rights abuses and grievances. Palestinian resistance to occupation has taken various forms, including armed struggle, diplomatic efforts, and grassroots activism. The First Intifada, 1987 to 1993, and Second Intifada, 2000 to 2005, were pivotal moments of mass popular uprising against Israeli occupation and oppression. Land and identity, a tale of displacement and resilience. Loss of homeland, stories of displacement. The loss of land and displacement lie at the heart of the Palestinian narrative, with millions of Palestinians enduring the trauma of exile and dispossession. The forced expulsion of Palestinians from their ancestral homes in 1948 and subsequent waves of displacement have left an indelible mark on Palestinian society, shaping collective memory, identity, and aspirations for justice and return. Refugee camps, symbols of resilience and resistance. The establishment of refugee camps in neighboring Arab countries and within the occupied Palestinian territories became symbols of Palestinian resilience and resistance. Despite harsh living conditions and limited resources, Palestinian refugees have maintained a steadfast commitment to their right of return and the preservation of their cultural heritage. Cultural heritage and identity preservation. Cultural heritage plays a vital role in preserving Palestinian identity and resilience in the face of ongoing challenges. Palestinian art, literature, music, and cuisine serve as expressions of resilience, resistance, and the enduring connection to the land. Cultural preservation efforts seek to safeguard Palestinian heritage from erasure and ensure its transmission to future generations. Occupation and its impact on daily life. Checkpoints and restrictions, daily struggles. The Israeli occupation of the West Bank and Gaza Strip has led to the imposition of checkpoints, barriers, and movement restrictions that severely disrupt the daily lives of Palestinians. Checkpoints control access to essential services, education, healthcare, and employment opportunities, resulting in prolonged delays, humiliation, and infringement of basic rights. Settlement expansion, encroachment on Palestinian lands. The expansion of Israeli settlements in the occupied Palestinian territories represents a fundamental obstacle to peace and the realization of Palestinian rights. Settlements are built on confiscated Palestinian land in violation of international law, further fragmenting Palestinian territory and impeding the viability of a contiguous Palestinian state. Settler violence and harassment exacerbate tensions and undermine prospects for coexistence. Gaza blockade, humanitarian crisis and isolation. The blockade of the Gaza Strip, imposed by Israel and Egypt since 2007, has resulted in a severe humanitarian crisis, with devastating consequences for the civilian population. The blockade restricts the movement of people and goods, exacerbating poverty, unemployment, and food insecurity. Gaza's infrastructure, including healthcare, water, and sanitation systems, has been decimated, compounding the suffering of its residents. Human rights and justice, challenges and aspirations. Violations of human rights, the toll of occupation. The Israeli occupation is characterized by systematic violations of human rights, including arbitrary arrests, detention without trial, torture, and extrajudicial killings. Palestinians, including children, face discrimination and injustice under Israeli military law, while settlers enjoy impunity for their crimes. The lack of accountability for human rights abuses perpetuates a cycle of violence and impunity. Legal frameworks and international law. International law provides a robust framework for addressing the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and upholding the rights of Palestinians under occupation. Resolutions, conventions, and treaties affirm Palestinian rights to self-determination, statehood, and the right of return. The International Criminal Court, ICC, investigation into Israeli war crimes represents a significant step towards accountability and justice for victims. Pursuit of justice calls for accountability and redress. The pursuit of justice and accountability is central to the Palestinian struggle for freedom and dignity. Palestinian civil society organizations, human rights defenders, and legal advocates work tirelessly to document violations, seek redress, and hold perpetrators accountable. Calls for boycotts, divestment, and sanctions, BDS, against Israel aim to pressure the Israeli government to comply with international law and respect Palestinian rights. Political dynamics, fragmentation and unity. Palestinian leadership, challenges and controversies. The Palestinian national movement has been marked by internal divisions, leadership challenges, and governance crises. The Palestinian Authority, PA, governs parts of the West Bank under Israeli occupation, while Hamas controls the Gaza Strip. Political rivalries and ideological differences have hindered efforts to achieve Palestinian unity and consensus on strategy and negotiations with Israel. Fatah-Hamas divide, implications for unity and negotiations. The divide between Fatah, the dominant faction in the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, and Hamas, the Islamic resistance movement, remains a significant obstacle to Palestinian unity and reconciliation. Repeated attempts at reconciliation and power-sharing agreements have faltered due to mistrust, political calculations, and external pressures. The lack of a unified Palestinian leadership undermines efforts to negotiate a comprehensive peace agreement with Israel. Role of the international community, mediation efforts and diplomatic challenges. The international community plays a crucial role in facilitating negotiations and promoting a peaceful resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The United Nations, European Union, and Arab League have pursued diplomatic initiatives, peace plans, and mediation efforts to bridge the gap between Israelis and Palestinians. Like and click the subscribe button and bell icon to get updated. Tell us your opinion in the comment section.